Okay, we're back, and welcome Tony Crisafi from Island Architects.
Thank you.
Great,
Appreciate
great. Well,
you
we
inviting me here.
already, I think we just lost one of our co-hosts. You put some of the pictures of the work that you did in front of her, and she's just off in Wonderland over here.
It's just heaven. Speaking of Zen,
You'll have
as
to.
Felina was talking about.
Well, Tony, tell us a little bit about what you do, and tell us about Island Architects.
Well, lately I've been doing a lot of design as the market's picked up again, so that's one of my favorite things to do. But we've been in business for over 20 years, going back to 1977. I've been doing custom home design. So first started in the Midwest and came out here in 1988.
Oh.
And started Island Architects in it was 92. 92. So
Always in La Jolla?
we started in Mission Valley, and we were doing work in La Jolla, and most of the work between 1988 and 92, most of the work I was doing was in La Jolla. We realized we were in the wrong place. So we had to find a way back to La Jolla, and let's see, 92 wasn't, the economy wasn't doing very well, but we got creative. We kept the doors open, and we made it. Got up to 30 people in the early 2000s, and doing all custom homes. We wanted to do the high end of custom homes. We loved our clients, loved design, loved working in La Jolla, Rancho Santa Fe, Del Mar, the coastal communities, and so we that's just what we're geared for, and just wanted to.
So you do the architectural design and bring in the interior designers to do the internal work?
That's right. We do. We like to collaborate with interior designers and landscape architects. We have lighting designers, and we can. There's all kinds of specialty consultants we work with. Of course, we have all kinds of environmental regulations too. So I would say on a custom home in La Jolla, we may have as many as 10 different consultants that we're managing. So it's and it's up to us. So we have project architects that do that. We want to get a good team together for our clients, and we want to produce the best design we can for them. So we do have a small in-house interior design firm, but the budgets and the managing of the interiors of the projects is substantial, and we need to usually go outside for a custom home to find interior design work.
You see any new trends or changes happening in the industry right now in designing?
Oh, sure. I would say I actually went through some of my own projects that I'm working on right now to try and determine what are some of the trends. And I looked online, and then I went out into the studio this morning, and I asked some of the project architects what's going on, and I thought it was really interesting because all of a sudden I'm finding that projects that my partner's working on are they're doing a lot of the same stuff that I'm doing on my project. So a big thing is flexibility in design. So people are looking for flexible spaces. They're looking to stay in their homes longer. Of course, it's very hard to find property in Southern California, especially when the economy is very good. So when somebody finds a lot, they want to put the very best they can on that property. And whether it's a lot or home.
La Jolla, Rancho Santa Fe is probably a little different, but going into La Jolla, it's got to be tough to find property there.
It's really hard. I have clients who are looking for years for that perfect property, and even when we're designing, they let me know they're still looking for a better lot, or sometimes I don't know, and I run into them.
So are you part real estate agent as well, because you got to keep your eyes open for property?
We actually are REBA members, which is the real estate board in La Jolla, and I like to know what's out there. I like to know what the lots are like. I like to know what what's available. There's historic homes that come on the market that are just absolutely stunning, and I found out that after we joined REBA a couple of years ago, I have a lot in common with realtors. They love to look at homes.
Yeah.
Yes, I would think realtors are following you all over the place.
Yeah. When you talk about flexible design, you including universal design in that too?
Yes. Yeah. So accessibility is a big part of it, and it's a little different when it's in a private home. So we can be a little bit more creative. We can, but that is a big part of it. People, clients want to put a bedroom on the main level, or they want to put an elevator in to plan for after the kids leave, that they'll have the ability to stay in their home for the long term.
With us living longer, they're predicting disability is going to come in one form or another, whether we like it or not. Either that or we die, right? It's one or the other.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at a list here of publications that you've been featured in. Veranda Magazine, Home and Garden, Lux, Traditional Home. Your work is incredible. So
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I was teasing Tony beforehand because I was saying, hopefully you consider it a compliment when people pinch your ideas. And I guess you don't mind that. If you're going in a publication, people are going to go, oh, that's gorgeous. Let me put that in my own home. But that's kind of the downside, right?
Well, we're flattered.
Yeah,
so,
good.
And, I'll let a few people in on a secret. We look at other people's homes too.
Oh, you do? Okay.
So plagiarism is allowed somewhat.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a great flattery.
Where'd the name Island come from? Why Island Architects?
Well, my partner started the firm in the Virgin Islands, and it was probably about over 30 years ago, and so we wanted to. He moved to Coronado. He left his practice there. He married, and he wanted to start a family, and he didn't really want to raise a family in the Virgin Islands. So he had a family home in Coronado. My wife's family moved from California, or from Ohio to California, and so we met at another firm who did residential work. Maybe you remember him, Don Edson. He still practices. And that was kind of a clearinghouse for architects coming from other areas into San Diego. We both worked there for a couple of years. I went up to LA and then came back. He started his business here, and he was still working in the Virgin Islands, so we just stuck with the name and ended up in La Jolla, which isn't an island. So.
Although I live in La Jolla, so it kind of feels like we're a little bit of an island in some ways.
But really, it's a great name, though. But it's different.
Yeah.
It's memorable.
We want to do resort work still.
Yeah.
So we do private resorts, but if we can do something bigger, we'd love to do it.
Great.
So.
Well, if the port will give us property so we can build a yacht club for Challenged America, hello.
I'll be right there to help you.
Yeah, you're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KFSD AM 1450 and financialnewsandtalk.com. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with my co-hosts, Andrea Kay and Urban Miaris, and our guest is Tony Crisafi from Island Architects.
Now, we were talking before the show, you were saying people are starting to get more confident in the economy, and so they're starting to do more projects, but there's still not a whole lot of empty ground left in La Jolla. So are you mainly remodels now as opposed to customs? How is that working?
I would say we're mostly remodels. If you look at, let's say we have 50 projects in the office, I would say maybe 30 or more are remodels. If you take the dollar volume or the budgets for all those projects together, it's probably more in the new home range. So, and in La Jolla, remodel is a funny word because you may look at we may call a project a remodel, and all that's left are two little walls.
Right.
But
that's how you get around some of those pesky regulations, right?
Yes, coastal permits are onerous, and they used to take, the city used to estimate 4 to 8 months, and now the last time I looked, they said 11, but they really take about 18 months to get a coastal permit.
Oh, wow.
And it's a long process. I'm actually part of it since I've been a trustee of the Community Planning Association in La Jolla, so I do a lot of the project review. And so there's the community review, and then there's all the review at the city. And the concept, the idea is a great idea. Some of the gears are broken in the process, and while most of them work, all you need are a couple broken ones, and we're sitting around waiting for a few months just to get answers and to do the right thing. So we take that process. We could probably do something anywhere in the country. It's so much easier to do permitting.
How far spread do you go now? Do you pretty much stay in San Diego County and La Jolla and Rancho Santa Fe, or where will you go to work?
We're back in Southern California. We expanded. I was born and raised in Ohio at one time. It was actually when we started back in '92. I think in '94 I was doing 7 projects back in Northeast Ohio because the economy was not doing very well here, and I was traveling every month to Ohio. And but since 2008, we've really contracted back to Southern California. We were also doing some work up in Wyoming and. Oh, I think we did a little work in Idaho and the Virgin Islands, back in the Virgin Islands as well. So I appreciate not having to travel so much.
Well, when you live in La Jolla and you're getting to work on projects like this, and people can see your projects everywhere, right, on your website. You want to give out your website and people can see your work?
It's www.islandarch.com. That's ISLANDARCH. And you can contact us through there, and you can look at our portfolios. That's up, and some of our publications.
No, see, this is what I love. Some women like to go to the mall. This is my window shopping right here. Thank you for bringing
Control
this in.
yourself, Andrew.
Yeah, it's eye candy.
So, do you take calls at your office?
Yes, I do.
How would people get a hold of you?
Just call us up at 858-459-9291. And the way I can tell you a little bit about the way we meet our clients, it's mostly through referral. And what we do is a client will refer us to another client. They'll give us a call, and we'll meet with them at their house or their site. So
Fabulous.
it's a real easy process.
I think we're